Hello, brother Jamal.
Hello, brother Abdu.
How are you?
Fine, everything is okay. Thanks, God.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
What is our lesson for today?
Our lesson for today is going to be about the past perfect.
And what are the steps and procedures that we are going to go through while explaining this lesson?
In this lesson, so we are going to go through firstly, so giving the reason beyond using the past perfect in our daily conversations,
Yeah.
and then after that, so giving the form of the past perfect,
Yeah.
and finally, so giving the difference between past perfect and the simple past.
Yeah.
Then let us start with what is the reason beyond using the past perfect in our daily conversations.
Yeah, of course. And in order to answer this question, let's first look at the adjective used, which
Yeah.
is
Perfect.
perfect. Yes. We know that perfect is used like one, it's a synonym of wonderful.
Wonderful.
So, but what is the relationship between wonderful with a tense?
Yeah.
So we say that something is perfect.
Perfect.
This phone is perfect, this person
Yeah.
is perfect, and
Yeah.
so on. But what about tenses?
Yeah.
So with tenses, we use the word perfect to say that a tense is completed. And as we know that we have 12 tenses
Yeah.
in English, and each tense is used to speak about a specific situation.
Situation, a specific period of time.
Yes, of course. And the past perfect is one of those
Yeah,
situations.
it is a different issue. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Past perfect is used to speak about an action that happened before another action in the past. We might be confused here.
Yeah, of course so.
But in order to take off this confusion, let me just ask you two questions.
With a great pleasure. Okay.
Yeah. So the first question is, when did you take your breakfast?
I took my breakfast at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, do you mean yesterday?
Yesterday, I took my breakfast at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, okay. And when did you pray?
So, also, I prayed the dawn yesterday at 6 past a half.
Yeah, okay. So here you can notice that you used in the two sentences you use the simple past.
Simple past.
You know
Only
why?
the simple past.
Yeah, you know why?
Because you asked me two different questions.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Because we are in a conversation.
Yeah.
And I asked two different questions, and
Yeah.
you have to provide two different answers.
Yeah, I separate my answers.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. But this is a good word to
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah.
But imagine that you want to talk about yourself to someone, and you want to say that you took your breakfast and you prayed.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that we don't have a past perfect? And tell me these sentences.
Okay. I took my breakfast at 7 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah.
And I prayed
Yes.
the dawn also at 6 past half yesterday.
Yeah, so here,
Yeah.
don't you see that there is a kind of boringness in these two sentences?
And also a confusion between them.
Yes, confusion between the tenses and
Tenses,
so
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
We don't know. I haven't got really what is the
Point,
the,
yeah.
the first tense and what is the second
Tense.
tense. So here, why do we use the past perfect? For this reason, we use the past perfect. We use the past perfect when we want to mix two actions.
Yeah.
One before another. In your situations.
Yeah.
In your situation, sorry. Can you now say the correct sentence?
Okay, so I had prayed the dawn
Yeah.
before I took my breakfast.
Very good.
Yeah.
So here, this type of sentences, we call it a complex sentence.
Yeah.
A complex sentence mixed with a time word which is before.
Before,
Okay?
yeah.
So, and as we know, before we use the past perfect, and after before we use the simple past. That's why you told me I had taken my break, or I had prayed the dawn before I took my breakfast. Yes.
Yeah.
What did we add here? We know prayed is the past.
Yeah.
What did we add here? We add the word had, as you
Had.
see. So the word had is the only indicator, or is the only sign that you can use to speak about the perfect, the past perfect. It's actually the auxiliary have in the past.
Yeah, the form of the past
Yeah,
perfect
now we are going to speak
is.
about the form. Can you speak about the form, please?
So the form of the past perfect now is
Yeah.
had plus the past participle.
Yes, of course. This is it. It is had plus the
Past participle of the verbs.
Yes, and then we use another time clause which should be in the past.
But there is a slight, I don't think that it is a problem, but so a slight thing that we must explain.
Yeah, which
So,
is what?
which is the verbs that end in AD
Yes.
and the irregular verbs.
Yes, and this is actually a big problem that I encounter with a lot of students
Yeah.
who say that these are these are like verbs which we must memorize and we don't know them.
Yeah.
And there are a lot.
Yeah,
Here, I can give you like a short answer.
yeah.
Can you tell me how many verbs do we have in English? We have so many verbs.
Yeah,
I think
thousands
more
of
than
verbs.
10,000
Yeah,
verbs we have in
thousands
English.
of verbs.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of them are regular.
Yeah.
All of them end with ed.
Yeah.
But just some of them, maybe 200, maybe 150. Yes,
A
just
couple
a bunch,
of
a
them,
couple of them are irregular.
Yeah.
So, shall we care about the majority, or shall we care about just those irregular verbs and forget about the majority which end with ed? Or shall we put all our concern on those irregular verbs? Actually, we should focus on the regular verb.
Yeah.
And then, when we fall into, or when we encounter a new irregular verb,
we come
we
across
memorize
it,
it.
yeah.
Yes, when we come across a new verb which is irregular, we memorize it one
Yeah.
after another. Then we master them one by one.
Yeah.
That's actually, they think that it is a problem, but this is not a problem.
Yeah.
So the irregular verb are actually changing completely, and they are types, as you know.
Yeah.
There are verbs which don't change, sorry,
So-
and there are verbs which
And
change,
in.
which end with en,
Yeah.
and also ought.
So you can classify them
Yes.
in a certain manner in
Yes.
order to facilitate how to memorize them.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
For example, as we know, we have some verbs like cut,
Cut,
slate,
they
slate,
take the same form.
Yes, the same
They-
form with
yeah.
the past participle, and so on. But some of them end with en, like write, wrote,
Right,
written,
yeah.
eat, ate, eaten, take, took, taken, and so on.
Swift, swift.
Swift and so on, yes, and
Yeah.
some of them ought, like buy, bought,
Bought, yeah.
and
Teach.
cut, teach, taught, and so
Yeah.
on. So if you like separate them, they are gonna be easy to memorize.
To memorize. So that is my
Yes. So this is, I think, all we've covered. I think most of the things about the past perfect. Do we
Yeah.
have something else to say?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Another question. So, is there a specific indicators that we should use when we are talking about the past perfect?
Yes, yes, of course. So when we are using a language, when a language is being used,
Yeah.
when a language is being used. So here we have different linking words.
Yeah.
So linking words are used to link between two sentences. But these the words that are used with the past perfect are called time words because they are indicating time.
Indicating the time, yeah.
We have actually some of them. Let's speak about some of them. We
Yeah.
have, for example, when.
When,
Yeah,
yeah.
we can say, for example, I had taken my lunch when he called me,
Me, yeah.
and this means that the action of taking my
Taking.
lunch occurred before the action of calling me.
Calling, yeah.
And we can also say, like, I had
I
taken
had.
my lunch before he called me.
Ah.
So here is another
Yeah.
indicator which is before, and we can also use after. But here is a remark.
Yeah.
When we use after, you should use past perfect after it.
Yeah.
Like you should say, I took my lunch after I had called him, or I called him after I had taken my lunch.
My lunch.
So that is the point. Past
Yeah.
perfect occurs after.
Yeah.
That's it. And we have also until, but until
Until.
is special. You know why? Because it takes negative form in
Form.
the first clause. Like for example, we say I hadn't realized, or I didn't realize that I was special until I had met a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Until I had met a friend of mine.
Yes, of course.
So here, until takes the negative form in the first clause, and you can also inverse them with other things. We have also like as soon
As soon
we can
as.
also use it, and of course by the time.
By
the
the
time.
time. By the
And by the
time.
time we should actually put our concern in it because we are going to discuss it also in the future perfect. As an example, we can say, by the time he called me, I had already taken my lunch.
Yeah.
By the time he called me, I had already taken my
My
lunch.
lunch.
These are some indicators that if you see them in your papers, or if you want to speak using the past perfect, you can take them into consideration. So I think this was about the indicators. I don't know whether we have something else to say or that's all.
Yeah.
Was it all?
Yes, of course.
So that was about past perfect. It is just a way of speaking. It is
Yeah.
just a
So-
structure that we use to speak about two actions happened in the past. But
And
if there
one
is any other,
happened
yeah, before another.
before another.
But
Yeah.
if there is any ambiguity, please tell us in the comment, and we are ready to repeat thousands of videos just to understand one idea.
Okay.
So thanks for watching,
Thank you
and
very
see
much.
you in the next video with a new lesson.